strap, it's a laser. I'm an alien, it's a taser. Yeah, I'm shield. Yeah, whole lot of shield. Yeah, slime, yeah. Niggas can tell. Yeah, I shoot a nigga if he tell. Yeah, dog, don't tell. Dog, don't tell. Yeah.
Hello YouTube, it is your boy Stefan Isaac, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am aware to my previous subscribers that I have not posted in 2 years, and I explained in a video that it was because I didn't have the proper equipment to film and edit a YouTube video. That was part of the reason. I also have a few more reasons, which I am going to explain. So I went to school. As we all know, COVID-19 affected most of the 2020 seniors, and I just so happened to be a 2020 senior. So once that all happened, I decided to focus on school, focus on graduating and keeping my family close and getting into college. I did graduate, thankfully I graduated, and I think I'm going to put a clip here. So that was me graduating. It had to be the best day of my life. I graduated June 11th of 2020, and that feeling is just so like rewarding. So if you're in school and you're thinking about dropping out, don't drop out, because I promise you graduating and feeling that accomplishment is so worth it. So after I graduated, I ended up going to college. I attended Oakland University, and my first year, it was some twists and turns. My grandmother passed away actually, and that caused my grades to go down because I slipped into a depression. I decided to take a gap year this year to focus on getting top surgery and completing my transition from female to male. I also have a GoFundMe, which is open. I currently have raised over $400 out of the $6,000 that I need. I am going to put my GoFundMe in my outro of this video, and the link will be in my bio to show support. Okay, enough of me rambling. I'm just going to get into the video. This video is going to be a Q&A completely circling around me being a transgender male and my transition. If you all do not know, I have been transitioning for 2 years medically, and I've been out for 3 years. I came out September 9th of 2018, and I started my hormones May 9th of 2019. So I'm a little over 2 years on testosterone, which is male hormones. So I have a few questions piled up on my computer and TV. So if you see me looking either this way or this way, you know that I'm reading the questions. So I'm just gonna get started with the video. The first question that I received, I'm gonna put it down here. When did you realize that you wanted to make that change? Me being a transgender male, I think that it took a lot of education, realization, and acceptance of my own before deciding that I wanted to transition. When I moved to where I currently stay, I started going to school at River Rouge High School, and it just seemed like that was the best place to be. No one really judged you based on who you are, what you look like, what you wear. And I gained a lot of friends, all part of the LGBT community, some straight allies, and I love every single one of my friends. So I think that it took a lot of that support and me feeling comfortable enough to decide to make that change in the world. Okay, so the next question that I have is, how do I feel from when I started transitioning to today? If I was to sum up how I felt when I first started transitioning, I was scared but confident. I was scared because I felt like the world would not perceive me as a male, but I was also confident that the future may hold something bright for me. So now here I am 3 years later after coming out, and I feel like a male. I feel like I was never a female. When I look at myself in the mirror, I see Stefan. I don't see anybody else. I see masculinity. I see validness. I see, the man that I was supposed to be and the man that I am today. So I think that I feel much more confident being myself, much more confident expressing who I am, being a transgender black male in today's society. Okay, so the next question I have is, on a 1 to 10 scale, how hard has my transition and journey been? So my transition and journey has been very fluctual. There were times where me and my mom didn't see eye to eye. There were times when I have said things that I didn't mean. I've had significant others who I have argued with, who have completely misgendered and disrespected me. I've had, times where me starting hormones, I acted a different way. I wasn't sure of myself. There were times when I wanted to give up because of the hate I was receiving. So I think that on a scale from 1 to 10, I'll give my hardships a 7, only because they did take a toll on me for a long time, which is why I had to learn to love myself. And it just took a long time because of all the backlash and all the hate that I was receiving, all the mental strains that I was going through with the hormones. And there's good things and there's bad things, but I'm very happy at who I am today and what came out of all that hardship. It just shows that I'm strong enough to overcome those things. So the next question I have is, who was the first person that I came out as transgender to? The person that I came out to first is one of my great friends. Her name is Savannah. I got permission to address her name and talk about her in my video. So she was the first person that I came out to, and the next question relates to this question, which is, how did she take the news? She was very accepting of me. Honestly, almost all of my friends were very accepting of me, and I love them for that completely. It was an immediate change in names, immediate change in pronouns, and I love her so much for that. If you watching, I love you, girl. You the GOAT. The next question, which I'm probably gonna elaborate a lot on, is, how did my family take my change? So my family, me and my mom, at first things were iffy. We did have our disagreements, and it was only because I didn't understand where she was coming from, her addressing me as who I used to be for so long, and then me coming out as this person. It takes a lot of adjusting, so me and her always bumped heads. But throughout my transition, we have obviously talked it out, and she has to be one of the most supportive people in my life. So I just want to say that right here, that I love my mom so much, and she's been here for me through some things that I couldn't even describe. But my siblings, they accept me also. My grandfather, he accepts me. Some of my cousins, they are very confused as to who I am, and that's completely okay. I am not here to explain who I am to anybody. They can have their own perceptions of me, and it took me a while to understand that, that's okay. Regardless of anything, I'm going to be a Stefan, and I'm going to be happy, and I am happy. But, I'm grateful for the family that does accept me, and it just feels good to have some people in my corner who are my blood. The next question from my sister: how is life at home? Life at home is pretty decent. It's like I'm a boy, I'm a brother, I'm a son, It's casual. I don't feel like anyone sees me as a female anymore, and that's the most rewarding thing that I could ask for. Especially living, with my parents right now. I'm 19, I'm working on getting my own house and all that, but I'm currently staying with my parents, and it's very great, especially when they accept you. I feel very comfortable being myself, and that's the only thing I can ask for. Okay, this question: was I ever embarrassed at any point of my transition? I was never embarrassed. I'd say the feeling is more of let's say, like, into myself. Like, I just wanted to keep to myself. I was very confident, even pre-testosterone. I was very confident that I was a male. There was never a point in time where I was embarrassed to be a guy. If anything, it was more embarrassing when people would misgender me and dead name me. It's only embarrassing because I'm sitting here living my life as a male, and then someone calls me otherwise. So then it gives like confusion to people around me, and it's very disrespectful to do that as well. So don't do that to anyone. If you guys have any transgender or non-binary friends, don't ever dead name them. Don't ask them what their dead name is if they don't tell you. Don't ask. Don't remind them of it, because it's a very touchy thing. Like, for me, hearing my dead name was a very touchy thing for a long time. A very, very long time. And it took me a long time to realize that, you know, I need to get rid of that person and who I used to be, and just embrace S.I.R and get rid of the toxic people in my life that would use that name against me. This question here, how did I build my confidence? Every time I see a question like this, every time I get compliments about me being confident, it just makes me smile so much, because it reminds me of everything I had to go through to build the confidence that I have today, to sit here and express who I am in front of a camera, in front of anyone, you know. And I think a lot of it just has to do with me coming out and living as this man, this transgender man, in today's society, when there's a lot of judgmental people, a lot of people who do not agree with your life choices, a lot of people who have a lot to say and have their own opinions. And honestly, you know, confidence, I think it comes straight off the character. Like, it depends on how you take negativity. Like, I used to take negative comments very, like, internally. I used to take it straight to the heart. I used to let it affect me, what other people would think and say about me. But it took me some time to also see myself as the man that I am, to, you know, find my worth and know that I'm worth something more than just, you know, who I used to be. I'm worth way more than what people perceive me as. Like, I am S.I.R. I'm a man, and I do not deserve to be treated the way that people would think I should be treated. And I think that and knowing that, and just like having that knowledge, helped me build my confidence, because honestly, I genuinely stopped caring for what anybody has to say about me. And I know that may sound rude, but when it comes to me being who I am, no one's opinion should matter, and no one's opinion matters but my own. So take that knowledge and take that note, and that's how you can build your confidence. Has transitioning affected my mental health? So I'm just gonna get real serious right here, because this is a question that I was actually ready to answer. Medically transitioning and transitioning in general affected my mental health in so many ways that I can't even describe. Like, taking testosterone really affected how I would express emotion. I used to be a very, you know, emotional person. I would cry around everything. And then I started testosterone, and I was not able to cry. And there was a lot of different ways I would process, like, sadness. Sadness would turn into anger, and then anger would turn back into sadness because I'm not an angry person. So then I would feel bad. Like, I would argue with people. There were times where I lost some friendships because of the fact that I was transitioning, and the testosterone made me do this and act this way. And, you know, it's completely okay if you don't want to be my friend after that. You know, it was just like, I was very unaware that testosterone could put that mental strain on you. I wasn't told that it would put a mental strain on me. I was more told of, like, the physical side effects, which is completely okay. But, you know, at that time, I was just very confused, very, you know, distraught, and I was not understanding my own emotions. And that is one thing that was very, very hard on my mental health. Another thing that was hard on my mental health was when testosterone caused me to break out. I had really bad acne on my face and on my chest and my back area, and having that and seeing that, it just made me see myself as this ugly person. Like, I started taking steroids to try to, you know, diminish the acne, and, you know, having that and waking up and seeing my face and just seeing all the acne and the acne scars, and I just thought that I was just so ugly. Like, you know, I thought no one would be my friend, be around me, no one would love me. I didn't like going outside. But, you know, I just took my time, got my skin together, and it took a lot of, you know, building back my confidence and just knowing that acne is physical and who I am as a person has nothing to do with that. And although that was a mental strain on me, building that confidence and, you know, going through that process, it really helped me to like find my worth, and, you know, it just helped me build my character. And I think those were like two of the main things that testosterone has done that affected my mental health. But in regards to like coming out and living as a male, that in itself is a strain on my mental health, and it always has been. And that's only because of, you know, the people around me, like all the negativity that I would let into myself. I would let people say things, I would let people, you know, just degrade me and invalidate me as a man altogether, which again took a long time of, you know, self-worth and, you know, patience to understand that what people say shouldn't affect my mental health. So, I can't say it was like extremely hard, but it was moderately hard, but I got through it. So, you know, if you're at a hard place right now in your life, if you're transitioning, just know that, you know, where you're at today is not where you're going to be at like a year from now. You're going to be in a good situation. Things are going to change for you, and you're going to get everything that you deserve, you know. What is something that I am dysphoric about that no one really talks about? If you don't know what dysphoria is, it is basically what transgender individuals have when their mind does not connect to the body that they're born in, which is basically what I got diagnosed with, which is basically describing the fact that I'm trans and why I'm trans. So, something that I'm dysphoric about that no one really talks about, I really don't like the way my hands look. I think that they are very small and chubby. I kind of wish that I had more masculine hands. And, you know, that's not something that I'm majorly dysphoric about, because I'm not dysphoric about a lot of things, but most of the things are common things that everyone else is like dysphoric about. Like every trans man would be dysphoric about their breasts. But my hands are just something that, you know, I haven't really heard many people say that they're dysphoric about. I mean, I'm not ashamed to show my hands, but it would be nice if they had a more masculine look to them. Do I want bottom surgery? This is a question that I get a lot, actually, and I'm just going to answer that right now. I do not want bottom surgery, and my reasoning is because I just don't feel like, you know, the surgery right now is as developed as it should be. I don't like the way that it looks, and, you know, I don't have much dysphoria about my bottom genitals, so I don't think that I would want like bottom surgery right now. But if it was more developed and it looked like to my liking, maybe, but it is a lot of money, and I'm still trying to work on getting top surgery, so that's what I'm going to focus on right now. How did I figure it all out? I honestly feel like I still have a lot to learn about myself, but figuring out who you are and like who you were supposed to be, it took a lot of, you know, education. It took a lot of accepting myself, because I was in denial for a long time, but I knew that there was something different about me since I was 10. I would want to wear my brother's clothes. I liked playing in the dirt. I liked doing all the things that the guys did. And although that is normal, I just felt like there was something different about me. Like there was something that was different, something that was wrong, something that needed to change. I just didn't know what. But as I got older, I learned the term transgender. I learned, you know, non-binary. I learned like all the different sexualities and genders, and you know, as I grew and realized what was comfortable for me, I realized that, you know, in this world, it's, you know, life is just way too short to live your life unhappy. And as I became more unhappy, I just knew that I needed to do something to make this change before, you know, something bad happened to me. which is when I came out, and I just felt like the huge weight lifted off my shoulders. Like, this is who I am, this is who I need to be, and that's just when everything just fell into place. How's life treating me? I would say life is pretty consistent. I can't really complain too much about life at all, because, you know, after a while, things actually ended up working out. Like, after I graduated, I went to college, I got a few decent jobs, I'm making a decent amount of money, and I have good family around me. So if I be honest with you, life is treating me pretty okay. I can't complain right now. And yeah, I guess I'll give life right now, it's like a 9 out of 10. What is something about my transition that I wish I could have done better? Honestly, if I can answer that question, it'll be nothing. I think that everything I did, from the mess ups, the slip ups, like everything that I did in my transition, I think that it was all meant to be. Like, I was supposed to do that. It helped me build myself. If I be honest, I kind of wish that I came out sooner though, so that I could have transitioned longer and been on testosterone longer. But you know what? 2 years is enough, and I'm going to continue to be on testosterone for more years, and I'm going to be able to complete my transition regardless of how old I was when I came out. So, okay, so who was the hardest person to come out to? If I be honest, I think the hardest person to come out to had to be my mom, only because I was scared of her to disown me. I was scared of her to not love me, and I think that was one of the stupidest things to be scared of, because my mom is not the type of person to disown her children regardless. I was just the type of person that would be scared because, you know, transgender individuals are not familiar in my family. I'm the first transgender individual in my family. I'm one of the first ones my mom has met. You know, she now knows a lot more because of me. But I was just scared that she was like not gonna understand, not gonna accept, not gonna try to understand. But like I said, she ended up accepting and loving me for me, and I love her for that. When do you tell somebody that you're trans when you want to be with them? I tell someone immediately after I meet them and they express their interest in me in more of a friendship way. I immediately express that I'm transgender because I do not want to be invalidated. I want them to know and understand who I am before wanting to get into a relationship with them or getting intimate with them, because there has been times where I have been used solely because of the fact that I am transgender. And if anything, I would want somebody to know that before anything, because I would want the same respect for me. Like, if I was going to be with someone who was transgender, I would want to know that they're transgender before, you know, I'm getting intimate with them. Not that it would be a problem or anything. I would just, you know, appreciate it more if I knew. So I just take it, you know, how it is. Like, if you are interested in me in that way, you will know that I am transgender, and if you do not like that, I will appreciate your preference and step away. The last question that I have is, what is the most important thing that I've learned throughout my journey? The most important thing that I've learned is to not listen to what people perceive me as. There's a lot of people that look at me and perceive me differently than who I am, and if anything, I just need to listen to who I am. In my mind, in my eyes, I am Stefan Isaac Ross, and that is who I live as. That is who I walk around and say that I am, because that is me. And keeping all the negativity out of my head has really helped my mental health to improve, and it has really helped me to boost my confidence, and it has helped me to live my life authentically and as a man, you know, who I was supposed to be. If you made it this far in my YouTube video, I just want to say thank you guys, because y'all are loyal, because I'm pretty sure this video is going to be really long when I finish editing it. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for, you know, subscribing and staying tuned for my journey. Although I expressed maybe in a few videos years ago that I was going to use YouTube to document my transition, but I'm now 2 years into my medical transition and 3 years into my transition in general. so I can't really rewind time. But what I will do is post some clips for like when I first got my testosterone shot. I'll post some voice clips in the future. And I will keep you guys updated on my top surgery journey. As I expressed before the video started, I do have a GoFundMe running right now. I'm going to link that GoFundMe in my bio. I'm going to put that GoFundMe in my outro as well. And I really hope you guys show support, read my story, share, donate, do whatever you guys need to do to help me, and I'll do the same by giving you guys great content and showing love. I want to say I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you all. And tune in next time for a video from the life of S.I.R.